For whatever reason, it's horror season, baby. So, Abigail, if you haven't seen the trailers, this is a movie about a group of criminals that find themselves locked overnight in a mansion with a monstrous 12-year-old ballerina girl. It's kind of a silly premise, but the movie doesn't take itself too seriously, which is a good thing. These 6 individuals, they meet with the kind of ringleader of this collected group of criminals, played by Giancarlo Esposito. He instructs them to keep an eye on this little ballerina girl that they've kidnapped until he can get the $50 million ransom from the father. This little girl, who, as we stated earlier, is actually a monstrous ballerina, and maybe there's something else behind this whole scenario that they're unsure of. And henceforth, the mystery and intrigue and horror shenanigans begin. Now, this stars Melissa Barrera, who you might recognize from Scream 5 and Scream 6. She was the lead character, Sam Carpenter, in those. I was excited to see her take on the lead in yet another horror project directed by the same duo who did direct Scream 5 and Scream 6. We won't talk about her firing from Scream 7, as, there's plenty of things you can find online from that, but it's definitely disappointing to say the least. I think she leads the cast very well. The cast is really what sells this movie. We are stuck in this mansion overnight with these characters. They're all from different walks of life, unique personality types. It does take a while to actually get to the whole monster ballerina part because it does put emphasis on setting our story up and giving us these character interactions, and I really appreciate that, especially in a horror movie. I'm not always expecting that kind of character development or work, and so I really enjoyed that that's where they put a lot of the emphasis on, and we really enjoy going on this ride with his characters. One of my favorite people in this entire movie was Kevin Durand. I'm sure you would recognize his face. You've seen him in other movies, but he really shines in this one. He plays a sincere, kind of lovable meathead type of character. He's just so damn likable. He always has something really hilarious to say as far as a one-liner is concerned in any of the set pieces or moments, and I just thought he brought a lot of comedic energy to this movie. It definitely rides more of a line of getting a little bit more comedic and actiony than just being a straight horror. It gives a lot of House on Haunted Hill vibes, collecting a bunch of strangers in a mansion overnight. And then separate from that, it definitely has a lot of imagery that feels straight ripped out of Resident Evil, like the first game, and the way that Melissa Barrera is kind of adventuring through this mansion. There's traps and secret doors and trickery. It gives off major Jill Valentine Resident Evil vibes. It definitely feels like the writer and directors of this were heavily inspired by Resident Evil, House on Haunted Hill, clearly a little bit of Reservoir Dogs, but it still has very much its own unique flair and story and ideas to it. And I gotta say, I love that. I love that it wears its influences. I think it's fun to see all these kind of moments that remind me of other nostalgic things that I enjoy so much. I think there are some twists and some mystery that I want to leave kind of up to you when you go see it. But I will say one of my more disappointing aspects did come down to kind of the violence or the action horror element. Being that it's a monstrous ballerina, I would have liked to see some more creative kills or interesting, memorable moments with that. But I found this to be pleasantly surprising. I really didn't have high expectations for this. I had a really fun time watching this movie in the theaters, and I don't have really any complaints for it. So I give this movie $5 Tuesday. Go see it on a discount Tuesday, but go out and actually see it at your cinema. I think it's a good time. Be a great date night or just go with some buddies, but whatever, the $5 Tuesday ticket's like the perfect movie for that. If you want to see more reviews, click over here. I'll click on some thumbnails, whatever is on screen. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching, guys. Go check out Abigail. Go, come on. Pull out your app or whatever it is that you do. Click, buy your ticket, go see the movie.